down. They're waiting to come back in. They're up in the high ground with G Light right, and they got it. He's down. Under 6 seconds. University in trouble. This could be it.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
OG's turn to pick.
Welcome everybody here to the ESL One Genting 2017 qualifiers. European region, it is semi-final time. Semi-final number 1. Fantastic 5 going up against OG. Into the game we go. I am joined by my expert of all numbers. He makes up for the lack of my intelligence. It is Knoxville. Welcome back, man. Fantastic 5 OG.
Hello. Yeah, pretty good break. And thankfully we had a little bit of a break. Let me do some research on how the teams got you, what's happening, everything.
Did you Google S4 offlane?
Yeah, I did have a look. I mean, I watched all of their games at MDL, so it's quite a lot of their recent games. Actually.
Did you get a chance to pick apart their quarterfinal game?
No, I didn't.
You'd love that.
I was actually looking more at Fantastic Five because I'm less familiar with them as a team. And they're not like they're pretty well known within the scene, but they've kind of never broken out beyond being like a tier 2 team, I want to say.
Yeah, maybe with this lineup it'll be possible. They do have like 2 of the best carries in Fantastic Five, which is in BZZ and Illidan. Even though now we actually have Illidan playing that mid role now. Or sorry, the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, this is also interesting, and it's the first time ever that we've seen Fantastic Five play against OG in a pro game.
Really? They've actually never played?
I thought it was a mistake at first, because I was pretty sure they have, but can't find any games. So if they have, it was unticketed or something, but I can't see any games.
Played like under a different roster or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, a lot of history. Illidan, one of the CIS legends, played a huge amount of games. Probably only like Silent ahead of him specifically within the CIS region, but yeah, very interesting. And also interesting is that Fantastic Five came all the way through the open qualifiers, so they're doing it.
They went the hard road, and every single game they've played so far has gone 2-1. It's been the hard road for them to get through. Mean,
they've played like good teams all the way. Like they are the underdogs. They beat Vega and Imperial. Now they're up against OG. I mean, Imperial and Vega are definitely not a joke within their region.
I do like Fly's approach to this, like with the Bat Rider and the Shadow Demon. Initiation, counter initiation takes away Fantastic's 5 combo, which they've been doing a lot. Fantastic 5 have had a hell of a lot of split push, even though sometimes their heroes don't push towards it. They really make the most out of their BTs and come together for the fights at the right time. So
I wouldn't be surprised to see OG heading towards the Elder Titan here. It's a hero that they've actually after Bat Rider they've picked up the third or tied second most.
Interesting. Because I was wondering exactly how they would do it. Because like after I saw OG's quarterfinal, I'm like, I don't think OG can be predicted. Like you ran a Jirax Tiny, and he started as technically a core in the lane with the amount of farming he was getting, and then they ran this Naga Siren on No Tail. And then he transitioned that. We had Pudges, we had Clockworks, we had all these heroes coming in.
Yeah, lots of things have changed recently, and OG has a pretty tiny sample size in terms of games. Only really playing in a bunch of onlines and MDL, so there's not really a lot of data to work with here to predict. Whereas Fantastic Five played a lot more in recent times. There's always like the kind of constant CIS grind. As soon as like a major ends, it's always the CIS region and the China region that kicks off straight away. And this time, SEA region was also pretty up and early after the new changes.
So what you're saying is the Europeans and the Americans are lazy.
I think that the Western Europeans definitely do take a longer break. I know that Liquid before, well, after they came back, they only played like 5 days before their first Dream League game, whereas China by that stage had a LAN and 2 or 3 weeks of games as well.
Yeah, they had non-stop games. That Shanghai, what was it? I can't remember the last name of it, but there was a
Shanghai Open.
That's the one.
Or the yeah, there was the Shanghai Open and the Shanghai Radiant and Dia Cup. Like, there's constantly events for the like non-tier 1 teams, and sometimes even the tier 1 teams do go along.
Yeah, they just do it for a little bit of grind and experience themselves. They don't even care about the results from it. But it makes it entertaining Dota.
In the last month, the most picked hero by OG is the Dragonite. So we are also looking potentially for a mid hero here, because Batrider S4 off lane, it seems like a treat. And yeah, Nyx Assassin getting picked up by Fantastic Five, a pretty decent counter to the Batrider. And also a hero that can run around and make pickoffs on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon has to constantly be in a position to disrupt himself or the Nyx Assassin as Vendetta ends, so...
Yeah, Fantastic Five.
Ready.
Fantastic Five actually tick all the boxes perfectly. They've got great sustain, they've got great initiation, they've got good burst against one hero, as well as having the ability to kite if they need to. And that's just with their first 3 pickups, and F5, and they've been doing this almost every single game they've played. The drafts, you never really like, oh, they've got some real bad problems with their draft. Like, that kind of situation's never happened. It all comes down to execution and rotation. And I'm interested to see like how OG work with that too. Like, yeah, there's some counter picks that Fantastic Five have against them so far, but they've still got 3 to go.
Oh, what a treat!
Yeah, I joked about that in the lobby before.
Did you?
Yeah, because Jirax is the last one to join into the lobby, and then I'm like, where is Jirax? Like, is he off trying to find a solution to fix Earth Spirit? It flies like, he'll be here in a second. Didn't even reply to it, and then drops the Earth Spirit for him.
Shadow Demon Earth Spirit, if you get the timing right, guaranteed stun, really good. And Jirax is one of the best Earth Spirit players in the world. Okay, Fantastic Five going Leshrac.
It's a Leshrac with no setup. Like, you got Fortune's End. Like, that's part of your setup.
It's actually, this is really strange. I mean, Fantastic Fives did actually pick Leshrac against Imperial when they met in the previous round of the qualifier, and they did combo it up with quite a lot of like versatile cores. They had Magnus, Phantom Assassin, and Weaver. So far here we only see the Juggernaut. Nyx Assassin is more of like a ganger than a farmer. Not a huge amount of physical damage at scales, so interesting to see him being picked like this. I mean, they did win that game, and it was against Imperial's signature, albeit a bit forced lineup of Shadow Fiend and Rubik and Centaur, you know, like a very aggressive, all-out punchy lineup. But I'm actually a big fan of Leshrac. I think that it's a very, very strong hero, very strong at pushing, and also provides that control that you need in team fights. But you do need some sort of setup, and Oracle, as Fantastic Five's second most picked hero in the last month, definitely seems like it's good in that position.
Here it is again from OG. I don't have the same kind of thing with the way they ran the Naga before. Unless they're going to do the same thing. I'm interested, like, maybe this is their solution for the Earth Spirit, to give him a little bit of extra farm early on and then start his rotations. Because they ran No-Tail as a harassment, and I believe it was actually against a Nyx in that game. So Naga would just run up to the Nyx, Riptide, spam out a little bit. If there was an opening, the SD and the 2 supports would then gank on the hero, push him completely out of lane and give him no experience whatsoever. And then when the Earth Spirit had enough farm, he was happy. he then just rotates. Or whatever the support is, he just rotates. And then Naga takes the one roll and then farms to Radiance.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised by the picks coming out here about OG, and they have a small sample size so far this patch, of which like 4 or 5 of their games are from captain's draft. So
yeah,
it's like
you don't want to count any of that.
Yeah, so we saw like MDL, and then we saw captain's draft, and other than that, they've only played like 1 game against Pro Dota. So yeah, like for me, it seems very natural that we see the Batrider for S4, the Shadow Demon for Fly, the Earth. It's kind of like signature heroes for every single one of the OG players, and heroes that they're very comfortable on. And Fly is definitely the type of captain that adjusts heavily in the draft. He's not gonna, he doesn't come into the series with one idea and want to stick to that. He's gonna adjust accordingly.
Yeah, he'll find whatever runs smoothly for his team, and without taking them out too far out of their comfort zone. Fantastic 5. They look like they're not too certain about that TA last pickup. Fly didn't have any hesitation at all. Like, he just got that straight for Anna straight away. Templar Assassin could have a couple of problems up against the Lesh. Maybe not so many problems up against the Juggernaut, however.
I'm interested to see how the Leshrac, like what he does early on in the game. Like what his strategy is.
Well, he's going to have to be laning in that mid unless they're going to bump Timbersaw into the mid. Actually, that's what they're doing. That's a BZZ Timber and an Illidan Juggernaut, and these are the guys who have been focusing on the mid and the safe lane. So it's a support Leshrac and an off-lane Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, I kind of actually assumed that even before we saw the Timbersaw pick, because I thought Leshrac's going to come in and just trying to be as disruptive as he can, but he wants to be working alongside someone who can set up the stun for him, and that's the Oracle, so they would definitely lane together, but it's interesting to see, because Leshrac is actually pretty good in a lane against Templar Assassin, when it comes to supporting, when it comes to breaking down the refraction, and you have the stun that goes through meld, you have a lot of tools at your disposal.
Yeah, they just need to be able to still make the most of the Leshrac. I always get iffy about it, unless your lineup's got a really good pushing lineup, because then the high points up Edict you can get as a support gives you such a quick push that it can be very difficult for OG to counter. But OG also have a lot of great defense, like Shadow Poison as well as Naga Illusions to Riptide. It's already fantastic. So Fantastic 5 reaching high ground, they're going to be in a pretty commanding position before they're able to do so, or Illidan just has to be so heavily farmed. And here we go with the early smoke maneuvers. Notel is not letting Lolik put down the ward. In fact, Lolik's already here with a sentry ward. It's not even obs. He's just got a sentry.
And RMM TP'd mid and started running towards the secret shop, smoked up, trying to get this very nice ward in here, right by the tower. Very unpredictable ward. If you're OG and you don't see it, you would never suspect that they ran all the way around to place it.
I don't suppose we have like we don't have a heat map, right, of like the last week's worth of wards. Because I know in a lot of the games I've cast, just over the last week, that didn't even happen during, like, it happened in some games of the qualifier, but it's become more standard that this, like, the Dire get this aggressive ward in, and for some reason, this new hill ward is the most popular one for the Radiance side. Yeah.
I mean, I actually do have a heat map, but it would take some time for me to, like, get it, so...
It's okay, we can talk about it next game, because you'll have a break in between the games.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but it's...
And S4 is now scouting out. I'm actually just surprised he didn't run straight here to like kind of get defense here, hold the high ground, get some scouting out. Especially allows you to see where the runes are, because both teams have got very scary ability to fight around the first rune.
Instead, both teams don't debate the rune. The other upside of this Dire Observer ward means they can see when S4 backs off the lane. And
he starts farming.
Yeah, like if he starts farming the close camp, or if he starts farming all the way into the Radiant jungle, and they can move over and potentially contest that farm.
Exactly. So that's one of the things that you have when you're a Leshrac. You want to start pushing the tower and putting pressure and getting gold. It lets you get your early arcane boots or phase boots as appropriate. And you don't want to push your wave if the enemy offlaner is standing right there waiting to lap up the experience. So this ward is important in that regard as well.
Lolik just got a freebie, put down his sentry ward, and was able to devour the obs that was already in the lane.
Oh, nice start off for the next. I always like seeing offlaners get a good start because offlaners are, in some ways, like the most skilled and most like dependent on getting a good start.
S4, there's just done from RMN, combining up with that face Edict of Yol. More harassment than anything else. S4 still got the movement speed to get away. This middle lane, BZZ is getting up face to Anna. It's 7-3 compared to the 2-0 CS at the moment. But Anna's only just picked up his refraction. So this will change the balance of the lane.
Yeah, the short range is pretty annoying, but once you get Whirling Death up, once again, can really destroy the refraction.
Lolik.
A lot of ways to break through it.
Issue for him. Jirax has his level 2, so they do have... Well, are they going to have the boulder in to kick?
Yeah.
Assassin ensnared, he's riptide it up. Jirax is holding onto his mana for a very long time. Now the Spy Carapace comes around, but OG waited perfectly. No-Tail's still going to take a little bit of damage, but there's no 2-minute creep spawn up yet for him.
Yeah.
So Nyx couldn't deny himself, and that's first blood for the safe lane of OG.
Yeah, 320 base move speed, pretty great to have if you're a Nagasaran. And No-Tail, obviously one of the most experienced Nagasarans, very efficient. And comes from a time when he played a lot of support, able to macro, able to control every illusion to best of his ability.
Yol's waiting for this courier hunt. I think he's realized that... Actually, it still could have come. In fact, it's on its way right now. The bottle for Anna coming to the mid lane. Fantastic Five is still going to be very happy with the start of this game. They've kept S4 zoned down. He hasn't got his level 2. He didn't attempt to do the pull through, probably because he would have realized he's going to die. And in fact, he may still die if the stun from RMN had to just wait for Yol to finish his fortunes. And Illidan may still have enough damage, and he will through the Blade Fury. So both offlaners are going to add 1 death to their name.
Yep, and important also to note is that it's very difficult for the Nyx Assassin to go back into the jungle. Didn't start off with a Iron Talon, whereas for S4 he would like to go into the jungle, but more than anything he'd like his supports to stack once or twice before he does that, just to remain as efficient as he can. So yeah, it's important that the offlaner put as much pressure to reduce the ability of supports rotating around.
Well, the only camp OG is currently stacking is the one closest to the bot lane.
Yeah.
And that's just more as a deny camp, because they know Nyx Assassin can't farm it.
Yeah. And we do actually see the Iron Talon coming out now for Nyx Assassin. Just needs recipe, and he'll be Gucci.
Give him a little bit of time for it. Templar Assassin is still only half the CS of BZZ. This is a real concern when Timber's able to get a fantastic start. And Anna knows he can't like harass the Timbersaur out. Timber's keeping his reactive armor charges up, and he went 3 points up in the reactive armor.
Wow.
Goodbye, Nyx. Okay, that happened.
Yeah, it was just a banishment. This boulder smash with the Riptide on top. Nets is always really good at setting you up with that. And Fly just doing a little bit of his inner lull in a maybe next time, just starting up. I think you're right. There has to be some way to stop that, because it just seems so unnatural to a spectator. Like, why is he denying himself?
Yeah. It doesn't seem 100% right. Like maybe what you have like a double death timer if you deny yourself to a neutral.
Maybe if you just deny yourself to neutral without taking damage from the enemy for a period of time.
Yep. That'll be fine. There's gonna be some kind of trade-off, because right now you seem to be able to do it and get off scot-free.
Yeah, I mean, it is a skill thing to do to like make that decision, but
yeah,
it is quite good.
Trying to move around on a BZZ.
I think the first person I ever saw do that was in someone from OK Ents in Dota 1, and my mind was blown. This was like Dota 1 days. Thought he lagged or something, or disconnected.
Well, that's going back a bit. I was waiting for you to say Nirvana International, not OK. Because OK Dota, OK Dota at least existed in Dota 2 for a short period of time.
It was OK versus someone. It was like, I can't remember the details, but it was one of those like classic games that I remember seeing on Gossy Gamers had like 9,800 downloads. You were like, okay, this is a good game. And yeah, Anna being able to control at least one rune or gonna get ganged up here, has to actually run back.
Fly's trying to get this stack up for the Radiant side, but they don't realize there's an observer ward blocking it. And he's going to realize that when they look back up the cliff and see there's not that many. Lolik?
Oh, Lolik.
No. Jirax, he's just trying to hold the double damage rune. He had to pick it up, but then the kick comes in. Nick's assassin silenced up, so he was able to actually get Fire Carapace off in time with support arriving from Yol. Fortune's End removes the double damage rune. The SD still has enough damage of his own.
Yeah, Lolik actually turned around there. I think he was like almost home free, but he tried to turn around to do something to Anna.
Here we go again! He's half life on the Jirax Earth Spirit. Now he just denies himself out to Roshan.
Yeah, meanwhile in the top lane, Illidan's just had free farm. So he's going to try pressure the tower. They get a nice ward. This time behind tower, Armin doing the rope.
Interesting to see Iron Man's build. The 2 points lightning as opposed to going for the two points up an edict. Because if he had the 2 points up an edict right now, they'd be looking to kill off the tower. Instead it's OG looking to kill off the mid. Boulder Ford already got the silence. Is there any kind of real follow-up? There is when you kick him back down again. Back away from his chakram, then the flame break. S4 joins the fight. PTZ, they commit a lot to kill him. Anna is the one to do it.
Yeah, what a great job there by Jirax to control him. Pushing him back, trying to keep him away, the kick. Really good work.
Fantastic.
A lot of effort though by OG to get that single kill, but they're 4-1 up and they're going to take an objective off it, or at least get substantial damage on the tower.
Yeah, they're trying to get a trade-off. I've just pinked out the fact that Jirax was moving around to the tree line, so they're not feeling comfortable enough just to TP straight in with that movement. So Anna removes half of the life from this tier 1 tower. Here comes the TPs finally, and Anna will back out. It's the perfect time for him to also bail. He's here for the 8-minute rune.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Fortunately for him, it's not an action rune. And Juggernaut? Okay, Illidan. That's a little deep. Disruption's gonna kick in. He doesn't have spins for 7 seconds. So you commit for the off-lane Batrider, but are you really gonna sacrifice your safe laner? The stun from RMN's a little too late. Flies out of range, but Jirax closes the distance. Wants to kill off the healing ward. They need a stun, they need a disruption, they don't have anything. RMN is able to TP away in time. But in the last 30 seconds, you've lost your mid laner and you've lost your safe laner, who are the biggest net worths on the field.
Yeah, and also we could see Nick's Assassin drop in the bot lane. Nice work by No-Tail to get around there. He's not going to have Riptide. And we're going to see Lolik just frolic away.
But this is the space that No-Tail needs. And OG's creating it by going for these ganks. You heavy commit to the mid. But now what are you meant to do? Like, is F5 even having the notion, like, we have to go down there and kill the Naga? Now they are. But Illidan's coming down without Omni Slash. So the ensnare, Nick's Assassin, so low, no Riptide. He's got the mana for Song of the Siren. The spin will actually protect the Battle Fury. Yeah, he doesn't have enough time. There's a level 4 Battle Fury lasts just long enough. There's just enough damage to kill off the Naga.
And a little bit of a pressure mid by Jirax forces the invisibility rune to be used by Timber. He's okay with that though, still staying in the lane, and as you'd expect from a Timbersaw, almost full health.
Good movement from F5. This is that lane rotation I was talking about, man. Like, they just...
Yeah.
They understand the timing of the game. So does OG. Like, OG has always been, like Fly and No-Tail, when they lead this team, they always know exactly how they want to win and when they want to win. And when you combine, like, the minds of S4 into this, the timing of Jirax, and then just the talent of Anna, like, this lineup should be able to achieve anything they want to.
And No-Tail kind of can't do anything about this bottom lane. Just gonna have to let it fall. I think he was gonna try to use the illusions to deny it, but doesn't manage to get it off, and he's making his way towards Radiance now. He's got enough for the recipe, so in other words, he's 3,800 away from finishing it off.
Probably be okay with this. Like, yeah, losing the tier 1 tower, kind of like you lose your position for support to arrive from OG to defend your jungle, but with so many illusions that No-Tail has at his disposal, he's still able to keep really good vision, understand just how far he can go out. And doesn't have to risk himself. Once the Radiance is done, he's still going to farm with the illusions.
It's actually funny, because if you looked at this draft on paper, you'd say that F5 are looking to push towers early. and they have done so, but not for the the exact reasons that you'd expect. You thought the left track would be a big part of that, and instead he's just been a hero killer. Fly taking some damage in the top lane.
Yeah.
Gonna just get nuked down from Yol. Lolik turns around.
Good
Badasses don't look at explosions.
Good use of the Vendetta, and it was the time too when the creep wave was pulled off to the side.
I don't know if you noticed, but he walked forward like nicely just to see if the creeps aggro onto him. Just to see if there's a sentry ward down, and the sentry ward's just too far south to see where he was.
BZZ's on the run. Jirax kicks off target because BZZ's going further up the river. They won't catch him. But some pings coming out from OG. I think they want to finally finish off the tier 1 tower in mid. There's no fortification from F5, so they'll have to commit heavily to defend this.
And someone on the side of F5, if it's not Simbasaw himself, gonna get, or should be getting,
yeah, okay. Yeah, they commit heavily. Jirax has to boulder himself away. Iron Man's gonna join in. There goes your lightning. Magic 1 charges bring Templar Assassin back up to a decent amount of life. And F5 find themselves with all 5 heroes. This is a 5-man maneuver. Anna just going to nuke down the left track. Then venture to the disrupted up by Fly. So at least it's Omni Slash. It might get soaked up. In fact, it does. Despite the illusions, only one of the hits connected over on Anna, who now turns his attention to BZZ. Kill off the SD underneath the tier 1 town. Nyx Assassin Spycapper buys some more space. Refraction is burning off with that Chakram. It does so much work combining up with the Blade Fury. F5 moving forward, they chain up, they're chasing Notel, and he has to put them all to sleep because they look tired. S4, where are you going to go? Through the jungle? That's not going to happen. Spike Carapace. They don't only look just tired, they look dead.
Yeah, what a great fight. I think Yol made some excellent turnaround plays. Very, very good usage by the spells and Oracle. I mean, the false promise to try to save the Nyx Assassin ended up saving him. Fortune's End hitting 2 or 3 people twice.
I think Jirax is looking to kill Yol. he's back at the start of the fight. Illidan's going to spin to try and bring down the town. No fortification, but Anna looking for the kill. Focus on Illidan, hits him with the Mel Strike. Another little bit of a distance closer. There's still 5 players here from Fantastic 5. And they go back in again, BZZ!
Oh my
with the whirling death, and Iron Man hits the Split Earth perfectly. The Shadow Demon will drop.
Iron Man actually got a really, really impressive stun in the mid lane.
Just
on the edge on Anna's previous spot.
I guess an impressive dive. Is he just trying to play bait? Magnetize again is triggered by Jirax. This push from F5 and the slaughter from F5 has continued so long that you actually get a 90-second cooldown off.
Yeah, but speaking of long cooldowns, Nagasiren heading to level 11 and just a little bit away, and that'll reduce the Song of the Siren down by a minute. Very substantial decrease in cooldown as you get levels on this hero.
As for if he's also, yeah, and he is successful with his stack, he's gonna have his money for his Blink Dagger. So you're right, like you're getting your key abilities up. Naga's rapidly approaching her relic as well. Lolik caught inside the jungle. Support's coming over. Notel's not going to get there in time, however.
Oh yeah, what I was saying. Oh, Batrider's taking a lot of damage here.
He was doing a quad stack.
Yeah, I just saw his health chunk down at the top, but yeah, he's very close to his Blink Dagger. Might actually just sell the Iron Branch, and he'll only be like 30 away, 40 away, 50 away. But yeah, I was saying earlier that we need to see a Lotus Orb come up, and it'll be really, really strong for frontliners like the Timbersaw. Because Batrider, you know, you don't want to get netted as a Nagasiren, you don't want to get Flaming Lassoed when you're a Batrider.
Who's going to build it though? Like, Timber himself?
It could be the Leshrac, but it looks like Leshrac's going
the support lashes I've seen have normally pushed into Bloodstone by 25.
Yeah, he's very close, and he's had such a good start. I mean, dying once, but 5 assists. I think that he's going to go straight Bloodstone, but could be him in later on. Could also be the Nyx Assassin. Look at Nyx Assassin's going for the Hanamidas play as well, and just had a very successful game. Despite the 3 deaths, he's done a lot of work in the team fights.
Yeah, it could be that. It could also just be Nyx doing what we saw in the previous series. It's this Midas into Aghanims. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice entry. They see Lolik running around. S4 comes over. They throw down a secondary sentry. The last two will stay connected. They try and get him down the cliffside with the purge from Fly. The chance of survival for Nyx Assassin not looking fantastic when slices him up. And they look for more. BZZ's on the run. They have a little bit of side blade effect kicking in. S4 unable to stop the retreat from BZZ. He's quite free to move wherever he wants. There's a double damage rune on Ana. They put the Song of the Siren down. A fresh trap up in 1 second. They get Ana up on the high ground, looking for the kill over on Yol. He false promises BZZ so he can fight, giving his life for the F5 cause. But Ana is still here, ready to rip through one more attack. He can't. No, he doesn't get it. It's the Earth Spirit who actually gets the kill over onto the Timbersaw. And Ana can just go ham. F5 still in way too deep. Illidan has the vision of the Observe Ward on the hillside just to help him get out of this one. Without a Blink Dagger over on Templar Assassin, not going to get much more. But at the end of the fight, you saw TA get about 1,000 gold from that engagement.
And also first time we see that Song getting used aggressively. And it works out at the end in OG's favor, but it was a very, very, very close fight. So a risky play by OG if you think about it.
Yeah, well, it's one that pays off. TA finishes up the mid tower. Now is chasing down Yol. Goes with a Mel Strike. One more attack should do it from Ana. They're going up. Oh wait, he just loses Kuri in the mid lane? Yeah, he did. So it was the Kuri that was retreating. Ana. Oh my! Oh, Iron Man thought he had damage. He thought he had hope. Now Ana is in a little bit of trouble. Support's coming in from the side. S4. Flame Break is too late. He might be able to stack, like, yeah, they saw the stack. They saw the stack. And F5 needs to mop this up right now. It really doesn't take them much effort.
Yeah, I don't think that OG would send their Naga to clear it up though, and Batrider's already got his blink, so it would actually probably end up being like one of the supports, maybe the Shadow Demon heading over to try to steal it. But he's max disruption actually. Pretty unusual going the 4-1-1. Just reducing the cooldown and increasing the duration.
It's kind of funny. It's something which I've seen more and more with SDs, even when they're working with Lunas.
Yeah.
Like, it makes more sense then. When they're not working with Lunas, they still bypass the Shadow Poison because they turn the enemy heroes against them.
Yeah, it depends more about like what kind of strategy you have. Like if there's an enemy Draw Ranger, or like you say you have an ally Luna or ally Nagasiren. Having the extra illusion duration is very, very important. And in this case, it's one of the latter situations where you have Nagasiren that wants to just run around it. You get the gold, so it also allows you to get a lot more farm, get more items, be more effective in team fights.
Notal is just taking over the mid as well as the top lane. Doesn't even have to risk himself. He's just there as a. Does that reveal when you're that close and you Riptide? The ping came out from F5 right on top of his head.
Maybe they see the animation. If he Riptides again, I'll be able to see I've got the fog on to see that. So
I'll keep my eyes on the bottom lane in the meantime. He's coming from the ledge, wondering if anyone was in the tree line. They're not. There's no TPs coming in either. It's just the tier 2 tower being beaten down. Crit throws down a sentry. Lolik, he's going to come in range of it. S4 quick blinks away. Spy Carapace is down. He's looking for the stun. Very difficult to hit. Especially with the fancy footwork of Jirax. So the tier 2 tower claimed by F5. Top tier 2 has taken considerable damage and fortification has been burnt for that.
Nah, I couldn't see the Riptide. He did cast it while he was inside.
Okay. Yeah, Ana's just got a straight trade-off. 2 tower taken. He's got Blink Deso and another 1,400 gold. He's almost got as much net worth as the Juggernaut. That killing spree he had, like he's at 8-2 now on the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, and he only had the Desolator for like one of the last kills, I think. I think he got it, made a kill, or 2 kills, and then that's when he got picked off. So we're going to see a lot more kills come out of him, and that's really what his job is this game, to be that absolute like #1 hero in team fights for his team until the Nagasiren rat just becomes too much. And Boots of Travel already up here for No-Tail, so he's going to be trading out the Arcane Boots, getting that ready for Octarine Core.
And the Observer Ward scouts out Ana. He's still got the defensive charges of his Refraction, so they're trying to attack into him. They have enough damage. Do they actually bring Reveal too? Yep, they brought the Sentry Wards. There's no hiding inside of Meld, switching his treads and Song of the Siren. Stops the fun for the moment. Ana's preparing to go back into the fight, getting bottle charges up, and then the kick! Perfect from Jirax! This is why you respect his Earth Spirit. Ana gets the double kill, bringing in the damage. Oh, the control was there from OG. F5 losing 3 quickly.
What Naga brings to the table is it really limits your ability to make pickoffs if he's in the area. Able to get there so fast, he's so fast. Move speed, has the boots of travel to TP.
They're going for more.
Any fight.
S4's got the vision, Blink Lasso, able to grab onto that Juggernaut, pulling him a little bit too far away from Ana, tries to man to dodge out this, the damage is still high. I mentioned that negative armor effect from the Desolator. BZZ magnetizes there too, Yol comes in to bring a little bit of extra help, actually lets Illidan go ham, Omni Slash bounces down to S4 after it ends up killing off Fly, but the kick once again from Jirax, holding the Juggernaut in position. S4 needs more distance and he got it. Blinks away to safety. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Ana, in very deep, loses his life to the Nyx Assassin, surrounded by 4 heroes of F5. No buybacks really required from F5 to do such a thing. And they will get control of their mid lane as well as the map back again.
S4 was able to grab Illidan, but not able to bring him back where enough people could burst him down. And as a result, gets off the Manta and hustles his way out of there, and that's really what the problem was. You initiate on someone, you have to bring them down straight away in these type of team fights, if it's a call. Otherwise, the Oracle's just always going to save them.
The Oracle's going to save them from the vision game too. Took out the aggressive Observer Ward, which was over the Dire Jungle. At the same time as these wards start to get dewarded, Fly's now going to do exactly the same thing, picking up a gem of his own. Now we enter the vision game. Who has a better vision before they go into a fight? Let the cores dish it out the other way. They actually bought the gem and put it onto No-Tail. It was exactly the same play they did the other night. Obviously, Naga's going to give you a hell of a lot more vision. And
I'm interested to see how Illidan itemizes in the next, what he goes for. Okay, straight up defusal.
You got that Lotus Orb you were asking for. BZZ actually bought the whole thing after he finished his Bloodstone.
Yeah, I think it's really good. If they want to go like take objectives and he's front lining, you don't want to get picked off by the Batrider. And also at the same time, if you go something like Lincoln's here, you someone's gonna, OG has the ability to coordinate. Someone breaks it, someone grabs him. So yeah, I think that it's just such a good item at the moment.
OG, ready to fight. No illusion scouting out Lolik. Okay, maybe when they put a sentry ward like that down, that sentry was planted to deward any wards on the hill near the Ancients. But it helped them get be ready for the Vendetta movement for the Nyx Assassin, as mass illusions just pushed down the mid. It's actually because he doesn't have the full Manta, that's the SD who's helping out with his own illusions. Holding quick on the spin. Able to dodge any kind of effect from the Earth Spirit kick.
And Illidan even using a Diffusal Blade charge on the one illusion. No-Tail being so pesky with these illusions.
It's just too much to deal with. Like, you see F5, like, they group up as 5, they want to engage. But they're losing too much. Like, the Radiant Spurn's making them start the fight a little bit lower. Now the Blink Lasso, you did get the Lotus Orb off, and Timbersaw, well, everyone just has to stop for a moment. No-Tail trying to help set up around that Timber. Song of the Siren wears off now. BZZ wants to chain in and go deeper into the fight. The blink away, that Omni Slash is up for Illidan. Looking for his target, Jirax boulders away. Illidan's still too far away from the heroes. They're trying to slow him down. Now it's Ana's turn. Into the Omni Slash, but he melts too quickly. Illidan didn't have the vision, so he lost most of his Omni Slash effectiveness. And you've got BZZ also losing a lot of life, but the damage, the Pulse Nova starts to fly through. They get through the TA as well as the SD, even though the illusions of the Naga. Actually, that was actually the illusions from the SD of the Juggernaut almost killed off Yol.
Yeah, lovely stun coming out from Armin again, and he's actually not going Bloodstone, it doesn't seem. He's gone for a Buckler, so Crimson Guard? Like, is that real, or is this just he was going Bloodstone and he changed his mind to go Mech?
He might still go into the Bloodstone and complete up the Mech, makes more sense. Crimson doesn't make as much sense against this draft of OG.
I mean, the Naga's going to delay the game anyway, so it doesn't seem like... I mean, it would be good to see a mech on the side of F5, but Armin got so close to the Bloodstone, part of me thinks that he should just finish that off.
Depends if he believes if he'll survive or not. Like, a guy who's died 4 times and got no kills, if he can survive in the fight, the 11 assists, he can just pull the charges, but...
Yeah, but when you die with Bloodstone, you give a lot of AoE, HP, and mana, and that's, you know, like, why go halfway into 2 items rather than fully into 1?
Yeah, I can understand your logic, man.
This is an interesting decision. I want to see how it goes, how it works out.
It could just be the casual buckler as well. Like, he may not
That's true.
He may not complete the entire thing. Like, just go casual buckler. There's a little bit more oomph for F5 in these early fights. Doesn't cost you that much and gives you some kind of armor. Like, just helps to counter what the Naga and the TA are doing to you. Obviously, it can't counter it completely.
Yeah, I mean, it is in some ways an armor war, but when you have an agility carry like Juggernaut and you have Timbersaw, who naturally gets so much armor from reactive armor, seems really interesting.
Let's try and get as much advantage as possible. Got a BT build now coming in from the Timbersaw. That's the next item of choice for him.
Have a look at the net worth chart. You can see that No-Tail's far ahead, and then 3 heroes are very close to the 2 cores of F5 and Anna, and then there's a big 5,000 gold drop till you get to next hero, which is the Hand of Midas next assassin.
But as you said, like, Nyx has like that effective net worth he gets to once he has the Aghanims up and running. Like, he won't care at all. Just has to get there in the first place. OG are on the hunt. Looking around for an opening. He's the only one that's presenting himself on the bottom lane. But that's kind of dangerous as well, like S4, as he found out before. That Lotus Orb can be up very, very quickly, so him getting a lasso, rather difficult.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen F5 try go for Roshan, but you can see that No-Tail's constantly sending illusions out to scout, and you don't want to commit to the pit against the Naga Siren. Anyone who's watched Dota from TI2 onwards would realize that that is a scary proposition. Don't want to have your sleep into the Age of Steel.
There's safety around the pit. Or force a fight and kill them all, and then go for Roshan. But if the opposite happens, OG are very quick at killing off Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, TA is just a beast at doing it.
You actually wonder, like, how you're meant to get the advantage. Okay, they just saw Lolik running in because the Narco Illusions with Gem sees all of his movements. So you think about, like, how does F5 quickly take Roshan? It's difficult to do. Yeah, because they're always going to be losing in split push. It's like one of the biggest issues. Sentry Wars down, Lolik is almost in range of it. Now with the Naga Illusions coming out, Lolik is most definitely in range of it. And S4 is hoping for some kind of opening. They get the stun over on the Juggernaut. Jug just walks it off. And they have to stop No-Tail's farm. Like, he's rapidly approaching that Octarine. He's by far the highest net worth on the field. The Bloodstone is now completed, so it was a casual buckle for RMN.
That's really cool. I mean, what's nice about the buckler is just 100% uptime, able to give your armor aura. I think it's, yeah, pretty decent. Just constantly spam it out. Puppy was someone who was a big fan of that, always getting it on Doom. And at first it was, you know, something that people didn't understand, and then they caught on and they realized how small but very significant it can be.
Anna's hitting that sweet spot for a TA. I mean, the Crystallis and now the completed BKB.
Okay, so when okay, yeah. Once she gets Deadless, it'll be like 2 hits. I think that we need to start seeing Ghost Scepters coming out for the supports of F5.
Mm-hmm. Funny, like, it's like I'm also looking at Juggernaut, and Juggernaut's gonna need to be looking at his MKB. He doesn't farm anywhere near as fast as the Naga Siren, who just completes up her Octarine. And No-Tail, if he follows the same build as previous, it's the Butterfly as his next primary item.
The late Vanguard suggests that he's going for Abyssal Blade on the Juggernaut, which makes sense. I mean, you saw in that fight mid where Anna managed to meld it like the perfect time.
They managed to catch the Timbersaw out before he got the Lotus Orb done. With Riptide as well, he still managed to have like 40 armor as they're attacking into him.
Yeah, Oracle actually had false promise, so I think he was always going to live there. But yeah, I was just saying, you remember that fight mid where Anna managed to meld at the perfect time? Like that's what they don't want to. That's what Juggernaut never wants to see.
Illidan caught out. Disruption from Fly is going to start it. Catches on him as well. Starts with a spin, but the ensnare will hold him in position. Anna has to trigger the BKB if he wants to kill the Juggernaut, but there's a false promise being used on him to keep him alive. Jirax gets the silence from the Timber Store, so he can't break free just yet. Now he'll actually have his Timber chain up. Chains away, but they just keep going. They really wanted that Timber Store's life. Even the Courier's in a little bit of trouble. Sniped off of the back lines. Anna waits. They move. The meld strike so hard on the hit. Anna gets a triple kill out of this engagement. And that opens up the mid. Juggernaut may have to buy it back. That's going to cripple him economically.
Yeah. I mean, both teams are at this position where, like, if a team fight starts going well for them, they're definitely going to capitalize very heavy on it. So I think it's just, you know, very risky to be involved in the situation. Illidan walking towards the top lane, not via his base.
Oh, jump. Jirax, perfect silence. S4 with the flame break too. No way Oracle can reply to that. Now Iron Man's a little bit too far up. Almost got that tier 3 tower down, and the Magnetize holds Iron Man position. They want to get closer to Fly. He's the lowest one, but Hannah jumps in, decapitates the pony, and they move to Nick's assassin. The last two is perfect. The Lotus Orb came too late, doesn't dispel it. Nothing else was really cast. So F5 lose a lot of heroes. Looks like OG are going to be happy just to let it go for now. Timber and Juggernaut is back up.
Yeah, Jugger hasn't had like an increase in net worth in the last 5 minutes.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And it is always a very bad situation.
This is my concern I was having. The fact he's going up against both a Radiant and soon a Butterfly on the Naga Siren, completing an Abyssal Blade and then getting Monkey King Bar seems to be more than optimistic. It seems to be unrealistic.
Yeah, and also remember that OG's draft, looking at it on paper, you would expect it to be very close, and the TA would be doing a lot of good work to keep them in the game and while the Nagan farms up, but it's not even been one of those situations. The TA's had such a great game that there's almost no pressure really on No-Tail. It's not like all in on his ability to win it for them late.
Yeah, they got so
No
much
racks
to work
down
with.
though, I mean.
And even S-Force walking around with an extra 3 grand in his pocket after having Blink and Force. Like, if he gets his BKB up as well, F5 are starting to have less and less answers to the lineup of OG.
He's got 1800 gold he's holding on to.
Oh, the scan.
Oh,
it hit.
Good scan.
But Iron Man's on the side of it. They don't. Okay, now they know. Now they definitely know. Iron Man's got. He's got his TP, but he doesn't survive this. He can Bloodstone Suicide, but he actually holds on to that. Down to now 3 charges on this Lashrak Bloodstone.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but I think he will keep it. The Suicide, maybe being able to save his teammates later, he was, definitely going to die.
Oh, the double chakrams up at the Timber. Defense at the high ground for F5 is a lot more comfortable. But they still get heavily split pushed out. No-Tail will finish up the last tier 2 tower in the bot. Top lane's already forcing in with the Naga Illusion to back it out.
They're just keeping the pressure in here, and it means that F5 have to just defend.
We'll see if F5 are up to the task. Naga Illusions kick in, so once again they'll have to commit to get rid of these. Even a quick little pulse note, but Iron Man doesn't have a lot of mana to work with at the moment. And they just keep the spam going. SC disrupts up, sends in more illusions. Keep the Radiance Burn going. You get a small opening with a kick onto Illidan. No big reaction forced out yet.
That's the other thing, is also you have the Shadow Demon for the sieging, but it's not even needed. Don't even need to do anything like that.
Just adds more problems. The Naga's doing all the work itself. Like, No-Tail hasn't left this bottom lane. Since he took that tier 2 tower, he just keeps pressuring the bot lane because he knows no one can kill him. Like, any stuns they've got is not going to kill a Naga in time. Yeah, you've only got 1200 HP. I mean, not 1900 HP, but it doesn't matter.
I think they can kill him if Fly's not around, but yeah, they really will have to throw like a lot of it at him, including Omni Slash.
And they're going to kill him before he gets his Song of the Siren off. At least Omnislash, you won't be affected by his song.
Yeah.
But if you're around the illusions, then issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Because right now,
Batrider went full BKB, so not holding on to the buyback.
No.
I thought he might wait to see what the next round of items coming out from F5 is, but there just isn't another round of items coming out from them.
I think they also understand if he gets a good initiation off without dying, then this game is sort of in the bag. They just need to cripple one of these lanes of F5, and F5 won't be able to play the split push game with them. He just... Okay, so he bought... the Batcher is up for Illidan now. He's committing. Committed this build. Fly. Warp jumps in. Omnislash so quick. They bring him down to the follow-up stun. Song of the Siren. Batrider slid to his death. Durex trying to get him free. So they'll grab the gem and then TP out. This is not the fight OG were really looking for, but they do manage to salvage it.
Yeah, if they just reset now and wait for S4 to respawn and they go mid, there's like a 50-second window where there's no Omnislash, and I really think Omnislash is important if they want to try to win this, like a big team fight, a full team fight that starts on even footing for both sides.
I wonder if F5 also want to move towards Roshan very soon. Song of the Siren is down. It's a very small window of opportunity. Only another 50 seconds on it. Iron Man just walked over the top of a trap. Yeah, Durex gonna find him. Yes, the initial stun, gonna rolling boulder himself away. No-Tail now moves in and snare, cancels the TP, and Leshrac, well, he'll commit suicide this time around. He'll be successful with his TP, but there's no Lesh for 40 seconds.
So you know earlier how we said they can kill Magasiren if they throw everything at him? I think it's beyond that point now. He's got a heart.
He didn't actually go Butterfly, he went for the full tank.
Yeah. I think it makes sense because going MKB later on actually makes sense on Juggernaut.
They're actually getting a Butterfly on TA instead.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to necessarily have two heroes with the same type of item that's easy to counter.
I still think the Juggernaut really counters either of them, especially when he gets Blink Last Suit. Dirac pushes in and goes for the kick, keeping the Timbersaw out of the fight. And Illidan, no Omnislash, 10 seconds on cooldown. Anna trying to focus him, the false promise is out. Juggernaut, he just needs to live long enough. And the Song of the Siren, Oracle can't give the heals. I don't know if Juggernaut pops when he's inside this. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Definitely does.
The Timber's on the hunt. It's at least a 4-on-3, but 3 which are up for OG are insanely strong. And now Leshrac already with negative armor. TA jumps. Oh! Oh! Mercy! Mercy! White flag! White flag! Don't do it! Almost had enough. Anna's burst damage is ridiculous! 941
BCC to make sure they get the kill on the Oracle. Oh, miss. That one miss would have been the kill.
Oh my lord, Anna. 1946 on this young Australian. Oh.
Yeah, best Australian to come out since Natural 9. But
okay, wait, are you going to ignore the fact that Newbie was an Australian team with KP in it? BCC.
I'm just pulling your...
Yeah, I know you are. BCC, what do you want to do? Oh, Anna. Yes, he false promises before Anna even hits him.
Yeah, top rack's gone, mid rack's gone, bottom rack's about to go. Anna just securing the victory here for his team. I don't think F5 are particularly good at holding.
Oh, they interrupted.
Megas.
Yeah, this is... They're flying back and fighting to the bitter end. They don't want to give this up. It's like diffusal blade charge. We've got this. BKB, diffusal blade. It doesn't matter. Everyone just looks so tired with No-Tail throwing out the ulti. The kick flies through. It only really hits the Leshrac on the back end. So Dirac gonna lose his life for this.
Yeah, poorly timed by No-Tail to stop it then.
Oh, Omnislash? No-Tail? 1,000 gold for an Oracle who found that kill.
I think they'd be willing to have that. You know, we'll take Megas and we'll give your Oracle 1,000 gold. But yeah, F5, I think it's kind of just winding down for them in this game at least. But yeah, they, as you say, all their matches have gone 2-1 in their favor, so they definitely know how to win after a loss, or maybe they just always drop the first game.
See, with their game against Imperial, yeah, their game against Imperial they actually took the first game.
Okay.
I think the game against Vega, they actually lost the first game and then came back in the next two. I'm double checking right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because there was a time
that's exactly
when
what
OG...
happened. They lost really heavily to Vega in the first game.
bounced back.
And then they bounced back really strong. But they focused more to start with on teamfight in game 2. They really backed themselves with a Magnus and Juggernaut combination. And in game number 3, they just had like this overwhelming kind of like survivability and team fight.
I don't know if you remember, but there was a time when OG would, when they were still monkey business, would always lose the first game and win the next 2. There was like, I mean, you expect to be like, you know, roughly statistically equal between all of the options, but it was like they had like a 90% of their wins are best of 3s. They like lost the first game and then won 2. I still don't know why. Most people who noticed that pattern said it was just down to the fact that Fly was able to adjust his drafts really, really well. And if that is the case, this is a pretty bad sign for F5.
Unless they could show the same kind of flair, F5 could be in trouble in this whole series. Remember, it is single elimination. There is no second chance.
And the winner of this series has a date against the winner of VP and Advanum.
Yep.
At FNM.
And that's all being played tomorrow. So make sure you're tuning in. We're going to start the same time as we did today. It's 14 CET, and I believe the grand final will follow directly after the semi-final. So you know where to be tuning in for Dota tomorrow as Anna. Oh, okay. Oh, mercy. It still will not be granted. It's a false promise, but look at Anna. He's just making sure. A couple of extra 3 attacks into him. So he pops at the end. It's a nice stun out from the Knicks, but it won't stop the OG rampage. They just keep moving through. Anna's just picking off the backlines. They move to the Timber Saw. Another nice little stun, but they'll reveal the Knicks assassin, and it is GG. Great way for OG to kick off this whole series, but it ain't over.
Yeah, so kills in that game, 22 by F5, 21 by Anna, and then 13 by the rest of OG. He was an absolute monster.